stability, grip, quietness. Only one tire can satisfy drivers who demand true performance. Advan. Life can be exciting. Yokohama Tire.
Welcome to the Malaysian Motorcycle Grand Prix, and as you can see, it's a huge crowd, a sea of yellow and blue, most of them supporting Valentino Rossi this weekend. Also, we have our local riders. A huge event. Tickets have been sold out. Malaysian MotoGP! Go Jack! Go Jack!
Aku cari, you can do it!
He's been in complete control, man, with Vinales. The checker flag is out, Vinales is victorious. It's Fabrice Malaysia!
You're back with the Malaysia Championship Series 2021 season grand finale, 300-kilometer race, just approaching the halfway mark. About 27 laps is about the halfway mark. And as it stands right now, after a first round of pit stops, of course, 2 compulsory pit stops allowed in this 2.5-hour race. Well, let's go through it as it stands right now. We've got Eddie Liu leading SB2 and the overall classification. We've got Hugo Chai and Mark Chu leading the MTC class immediately after the pit stops. And in this battle that we're just watching on our screen now, we have Ken Urata, Chow Tae-Xiong, Jason Chow, and Shahrizal Jamaluddin. And in fact, if they've all come in for pits, that means it's actually William Chong that is taking over. Usually we're used to seeing Ken Urata driving solo, but not for the endurance race, it seems. William Chong now leading SP1. 1 second behind him is Jason Chow, and about 9 seconds behind them is Dakar, the number 34 Empire M racing car. One of the most consistent finishers, that is William Chong, now behind the wheel of the 55R Works, looking like he's pushing it. Let's have a look at exactly how fast everybody is right now. We'll have to wait for that because that's still counting the pit stop times. 7th unsporting flag now for the season. Mark Chu off track. So that's the 7th time we've seen a black and white flag sporting conduct for being out on the off track. And meanwhile, Shahrizal Jamaluddin, 5th in overall, 3rd in class. There he is, right at the back of the straight. And look at the gap, or rather lack of it, between Jason Chow, who didn't have a driver change, of course, running solo in that number 11 car, closing in on William Chong. And he's also faster by almost a full second. So it looks like Jason Chow is going to make his move very soon. He's lapping a full second faster than the car in front of him. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes through. There is 3rd spot in SB1. Three of these cars you're watching on your screen, 5 points separating them before this grand finale race. So far handling itself pretty well. We've also been very lucky to have clear air and clear light ahead and behind the car. Stands. Is out of the pits. So everybody is now out of the pits. The only person left in the pits, believe it or not, is Laiwi Singh from R Engineering, that Honda Civic. Now logged as just 21 laps. It's been in the pits for the last 10 minutes. Not looking good. Touring production for them. Not looking good for Ronnie Risman still. He was leading MTC before round 3. That's of course going to go. Eddie Liu's also late. Our timing chips. William Ho, I should say. Oh, right, they've come into the pits. So SpeedX Racing Team, the double winners from yesterday, in the pits. Our current leaders. I think they're going to be happy with that. So William Chong takes over the overall lead. That was the car that just got the unsportsman-like conduct flag. The off-track limits. For those SB1s to deal with, and they were dealt with really well by William Chong. Maybe a bit too tight for Jason Chow. Yes, he's going to have to back off, and that's going to be a great boost for the number 55 R-Works car. He's under some serious pressure now. He's going to try and put the pedal to the metal and try and make the most of that advantage. Has Jason managed to get past? Yes, he has. Set of back markers. Of course, I'm going to call the back markers. It was actually the SB2 class. There's more coming up right here now. That looks like Leon Koo in front of them. It could be Mohanjit Singh. Yeah, it is Mohanjit Singh. And again, Chong is through very easily. Jason Chow should also follow suit in at turn 15. It is Mohanjit Singh. It should be now Hafiz Batrok based on the order that we've been given, which of course does change. People do change their driving lineups. Of the race, 29 to go. Now, William Ho has actually come back into the pits. SpeedX Racing Team. Oh no, in fact, I think no, those are just the late stops. I did actually say earlier, yeah, so they are. Apparently, everybody else I can see their timings: 5:13, 5:13, 5:21, 5:18, 5:46. 5 on the dot for Mr. Chen Ali Rahimi. Going to have a compulsory 5-minute stop. Near the chin, now second spot in, or backup I should say, second spot to MTC. So both Akina and Leona have put in a very good performance, climbing their way back up to the top. As I said, there's a good chance that they're not just going to become the winner of the 300-kilometer endurance race, but they will also, in this second half of the season, have closed up and won the entire title, and that will be the first time the MTC title has gone to a female driver. Leona Chin adding to her victory in the Sepang 1,000-kilometer and rapidly turning into one of the most successful drivers on the Malaysian touring car scene. Definitely somebody to look out for next year. Was the first female double winner of an MCS round, April 2019. Mark Darwin, meanwhile, the Tedco racing car. Remember, Tedco are looking for a good double. So, Hugo Chai and Mark Chu, who are currently leading MTC. They've got another 30 seconds left on their stop. And now, while that happens, let's just have a look back at the first half of the race. Well, rather gloomy day, as Mio pointed out, overcast. But when the lights turned green, it was a great start from everyone, not just the two Civics at the front. If you just look at the SB1 cars just behind them, that's Ken Urata and that's Jason Chow, Shazul Isham, all three of them making sure that they get into turn one with a bit of an advantage. There was a huge battle in MTC, but this was the battle that everyone was talking about. Shazul Isham had it for most of the first race, but then Ken Urata, using the back markers, finds his way through, and so far has set up a good standard for SB1. Back in SB2, a bit of contact from Mitchell Chow and Adi Rahimi. Leona Chin and the second drivers ready to get ready after the first pit stop. That was some troubles for Alif Hamdan in the R Engineering car. And look at this, bump and grinds all the way for SB2. Jason Chow took the lead in SB1 for a moment. This was a huge fight between Eddie Liu and Hayden Heikel. Hundredths of a second in it. And soon it would be William Chong that has taken over the steering wheel for Ken Urata, giving Ken a bit of a break. Ken has done a lot of racing in the last few weeks, all solo, so William Chong, I'm sure he's going to be happy he's got some help today. 27 laps completed. Jason Chow in second, just 0.8 of a second behind him. So this battle is not only for position, it is also for the top overall classification and the top two in Sport Production 1 as well. As long as Jason can get past William Ho should be in that car now. Yellow 98. So 0.8 of a second between those two. They're fighting for the top two in SB1. Once again, the top three cars overall have 5 points between them in the championship standings. So it really is important as to who is going to be finishing where. Every corner counts, every move makes a difference. Another set of back markers for both of our front leaders to deal with. Meanwhile, Kifli Othman obviously now behind the wheel of Nisa Racing Civic, leading touring production because that other R Engineering Civic is just out for the count, been in the pits for 16 minutes now. Leona Chin and Akina Teo have moved up to top in MTC, so that championship and win looking good for them as we get into the business end of this race. Mark Darwin has also taken that second Tedco racing car into second spot in MTC and sixth overall, so that's another 1-2 for Tedco Racing. Mitchell Chow and Adi Rahimi now topping SB2 ahead of Imran Wafi and Hayden Heichel by about 20 seconds as well. So that worked out well for them. And that's where we stand with 26 laps to go. We've had the 8th unsporting flag. Come on guys, calm it down a bit on the track. 8th of the season going out to Nurul Husna's car. That's Said's car. 58. Off-track limits though. We just saw how important it was at the F1 showdown at the weekend, how important it is to 1, respect the rules, and 2, stay on track limits as well. And that knocks down to every level of motorsport around the world. That's how important it is. There should have been some penalties going off in that F1 race. They shouldn't have changed the rules, to be honest. But hey, what race control says is what race control says. So total rule for everybody else to deal with and not us. Meanwhile, Adi Rahimi, I'm guessing, is behind the wheel of that car. They usually keep their driver selections very close to their chest. 23 motors. And that's the car, as we were saying, 18 minutes has been there now. Alif Hamdan was a bit worried that it came in for a second stop. It then came in for a third stop, which is where this was. You see fans at the front of it trying to cool cars down, and there's a lot wrong with that car. Logged at 21 laps. That all-conquering car is not going to be getting a full clean sweep of wins this season. That means, I think, if they can hold it together, Kifli Othman will be top spot in the podium. Remember, Nisa Racing almost had another top spot yesterday, but unfortunately they had to finish in the pit lane because the car ran out of power, juice at the end. Didn't quite make the checkered flag. There was a bit of confusion over the last lap board as well. Tell you what, we just look at Mark Darwin and Jason Chow. There he is. Glad they picked up that camera. Look how close he is now. 0.9 of a second. He really wants to get ahead of William Chong. That's Naji Ayad. We haven't really talked much about this DNT-tuned car today, but they have been in amongst the positions. Still good to see with 25 laps to go. The weather is holding here in Sepang. I don't know if that's helping with the windscreen wipers just jammed at the front. There have been a lot of problems with that car, I can tell you. Look at that. Inside GoPros inside the car to see exactly what's going on. And thanks for that. Always good to get a bit of appreciation from the pits. So what we have here is, well, this is SP2. That's Ian Wong in the middle of that pack. Should be Nasri Saad at the front. There is in the 58 car. That is 4th position as well. It's just a second between them. Of course, in 2 different classes. And that's Mashlina Buang. Should be Noor Mohammed Asfar maybe. Back. Jockeying for position, and it looks like Nasri Saad is not going to be giving up an inch of that racing line. Well, he's now had to give up more than that because he's caught right in the middle of a Honda Jazz sandwich. It's actually a Suzuki Swift on the other side, so a Civic, a Jazz, and a Swift. Nice move out there, but it didn't quite work out, and so still we've got that front Honda that is on the home straight. The battle at the front is lengthening out a little bit. 1.5 seconds between William Chong and Jason Chow now, and a full 18 seconds between Jason Chow and Shahrizal Jamaluddin. Empire M Racing scratching their heads a little bit now, going on how are we going to use the second pit stop, which should be coming up in about 10 laps. How are we going to use that to our advantage? But as it stands now, it's nicely poised for the top 4 cars who are on a different lap to benefit from that pit stop. The question is for SB1 is how are they going to play that? Leona Chin and Akina Teo are now very much ahead in MTC. What a great performance from them. The new leader, we should say, of Tourist production after the unfortunate, what looks to be a retirement for Alif Hamdan Lai Singh. And as I said before, this car, this #1 car, did almost have another win. It did almost break that clear run of wins that our engineering have been having, but they couldn't make it to the finish line, had to finish in the pits. There's a bit of confusion over the last lap board, and so even Alif Hamdan himself, who went to the podium, was quite surprised to be up there, to be getting another win. They've had 6 wins, and it looks like with that car in the pits for 24 minutes now, still stuck on 21 laps, and they're not going to be getting any points, or they're not going to be getting a win, I should say, here in the round 4 300-kilometer endurance. Meanwhile, at the front of SB1, and to be honest, at the front of the entire field, William Chong and Jason Chow battling it out with 1.5 seconds between them. That was a gap for William to see the attack coming. He's just got to hope. Well, it doesn't look like it in front of them. Now, the other thing, the other factor that we have to probably take into account is endurance itself. We have seen some cars losing a lot of key power elements even just after 20 laps. We're on 31 laps completed now. So we're going to hope and wish the best for all the drivers and teams in terms of reliability and engineering. 23 laps to go. It's almost a complete MCS, the usual MCS round. Leona Chin still leading MTC. Akina Teo was the first driver in that team to bring them up to the lead. And since then, with the pit stop delay, Leona has come out, and good common thinking between her and Akina. She has come out in class first, overall 5th. More importantly, almost a lap ahead of everyone else. 27 seconds ahead, but other Tetra Racing car, number 15. Still fighting it out, these two. They've been doing that all race. As they get past what looks like, well, that's Ronnie Ristam and Saiful Nizam Kamarudin. back by about 4 laps. Not going to be scoring any points at this rate, but good to see the car out. That was another car that was stuck in the pits for a good amount of time. Just ahead of him. That is side by side. No racing line on the straights. Just seen a yellow flag. That could be the first full course yellow that we've seen in the second half of the season. It's double-header format. Thankfully, nothing in 2 races yesterday. One of them featured some rain as well. Absolutely all over the back of that car. 2 Honda Jazzes. Getting jazzy. Even 2 Jazzes. How are they going to get past? I'm guessing Seifel is once again absolutely side to side. This is some serious racing from SpeedX Racing and Nisa Racing. Oh, and he has to push. That's what happens if you haven't got a decent stake on the racing line. You get pushed out wide and lose enough time. That was absolutely no fault of William Ho's. Possibly a little bit too ambitious from Adam Khalid. Just noticed he did actually wave, so maybe he does believe it's his fault. Motorsport 888 has got a 30-second time out of penalty for being off track limits. Our engineering car of Putra Adam's solo driver in that. Ready to race today. That's his Bachok. Is actually more position as well. That's 15 and 16. And also 6 and 7 in car. Meanwhile, to the top of SP2, we've got William Ho. Sorry, this is actually 4th, 3rd and 4th. William Ho has just moved up into 3rd, got himself a podium position. Mullen is now down to 4th, 21 laps remain. Looking pretty dicey in SB2 at the start of this race. There was just 15 points between 5 teams. 30 points on offer for the win, 24 for second and 20 for third. Double points available for a double-header race, all in one. So with 15 points between all 5, that means the podium is still not fixed in SP2. The podium is definitely not fixed in SP1. 5 points between these guys. Same point spread available. 67, 67 and 62 as they came into the race. And currently it is William Chong that is ahead by 1.5 seconds into that class. MTC, while there were 12 points spread between 4 teams, but that's now looking like it's going to be going for Tedco Racing. A 1-2 in fact. I'm happy with that. Mark Darwin has moved into second. I'll be 27 seconds behind Leonichin. And time for us to get back into the pits. Wafi Adnan is talking to Mio.
Together with Ibrahim Wafi Adnan from the anti-tune car number 60, you will be finishing the race today, taking over from Naji later. But in your position right now, P2, you must be very ecstatic.
Yeah, actually, I am very impressed with his driving. So hopefully after this, after the driver change, how I can bring it back and make the team proud. So the track is quite cool today. So that's a bonus for me. So it's not as punishing as a hot race.
Right. But the fact that you will be carrying the team, finishing the race, hopefully you want to keep that momentum up and chase for the best place position that you can do it. So you have it in you to finish it strong.
Yes, definitely. I'm super pumped up now and I'm looking forward to it.
All right, good luck to you, Imran, and good luck to your team.
Thank you very much.
All right, back to you, Jeep.
Thanks a lot, Mio. Yes, definitely gearing up all the teams for this final gambit for the race. 20 laps to go. One more pit stop needed for all these teams. In fact, the only team that doesn't need to do that pit stop is our engineering, that Civic, because they've made 3 pit stops of way more than 5 minutes. So that actually does satisfy the rule component. But they are also out of the race right now. 22 laps completed. The last lap they did, as well, it's been logged in, is 32 minutes. So no silverware in that car today. And meanwhile, right at the front, that is a huge battle. That's way less than 0.9 seconds, I can tell you. Jason Chow again, big point scorer from round 3, up in the mix and getting up in people's faces right at the front. That's William Chong. William Chong, of course, is looking to get into the pits at some point, hand it back to Ken Urata for the final part of the race. But he's not going to want to do that like this. Again, looking for half a car length. He's got half a car length here. That was a great move from Jason Chow. Just been putting on the pressure last couple of laps. Made his move at turn 15 as R-Works does come into the pits. I suppose that is the best time for them to come in the pits for their second compulsory pit stop. Ken Urata into the car for the last half of the race, I'm sure. The last part of the race. That's Hayden Eichel. Getting back in the car. So the number 55 R-Works in the pits, number 85 Nisa Racing in the pits, Kino Motorsports 888 also in the pits, and Brendan Paul and Divyesh Rajan also in the pits. With that top spot that he's been waiting for. Well, that's good to see. Car out on the track again. Now 12 laps behind. So dominated in third, 22 seconds behind the leaders. That will of course vanish now with the pit stop, the final pit stop of the race. Gonna have to give it a couple of laps just to see where everyone finishes up. To go, but really not enough time for a few of these drivers. And we're going to be hearing from Nisa Racing right now. Harlan is in the car, is in the pit, with Mio, and Michael gets in the car.
Okay, we're together now with Adam Khalid. He just got off his car and Hayden Eichel has just replaced him for Nisa Racing. You're currently at P4 right now. Man, it's going to be close.
Yeah, it's going to be a really close race. I think all the top runners have got plus minus the same time. So it's going to be really interesting. But I think based off experience and based off practice this morning, I think hopefully our car can make it onto the podium. But if not, then I think we're going to try either way.
You definitely done as much as you can, you know, coming in at P4 as I mentioned, but now it's all about Hayden bringing it home with that car. Do you think he can do it?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, Hayden and I have got very similar pace, so I've got a lot of faith in Hayden and what he can achieve. So yeah, I mean, we've been working well for the whole year. Nothing much that I can say right now is the last race, and I think the last stint literally, so hopefully he can take it home in one piece.
Yeah, good luck to you, man. Hopefully you get that podium that you wish for, and good luck to your team.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
All right, cheers. Back to you, Jeep.
Well, there you go. You've heard it from one of the drivers himself. It is turning into a fantastic conclusion to this finale round of the Malaysia Championship Series 2021 season. If you have just joined us, then this is the business end of the race of this 300-kilometer, 54-lap endurance race. All four classes still in it. All four classes still battling for it. And right in the position to get the second compulsory pit stop done. More and more cars will be coming in the next 2 laps, I can tell you. Right now, we're having a look at the top of what should be the top of the SB1 class. In fact, that is third and fourth. That is for position overall. Of course, they are both different classes. Back straight. Next race with a double win yesterday. Third in class today. 23 Motors now taking a pit stop, so the leader in that class is in the pits already. Wafi, we just heard from, Najee Ayad should be coming into the pits soon. Now he's staying out for another lap. Also staying out for a lap. Racing. That is Adam was just saying, you just make that stint in one piece, and that's going to be a really good finish for them. We'll wait to see how that happens. More cars coming in the pits right now. Kenny Rata is getting back in the car for William Chung. Let's see what our works can do. Singh, Hafiz Bachok also in the pits right now. It looks like with 17 laps to go, reliability will be the only issue for Tedco Racing as they hold a 1-2 position in the MTC. Still a battle raging in SB1 between R Engineering and R Works and Empire M Racing. Just as I say it, Shahrizal Jamaluddin comes in. He will be replaced once again by Shazul Hisham, the man that started the race. Is going to be the man that ends the race. I want to see, I'm quite intrigued, I guess, as to what kind of fireworks are going to come from any of these 3 cars. SB1, what a competition it's been all season. Splash and dash, refueling. So Kenny Rata back on the wheel of medal. The last 17 laps, roughly half an hour. Do stick around afterwards, of course. There will be the trophy presentation, championship presentation outside on the podium. Again, great thanks. Showing great thanks, and the weather is held up for it. In fact, one of the drivers just earlier on was saying how it's actually beneficial to have something that isn't in bright sun, also isn't in full wet race conditions. Very odd to have the MCS stage this late in the year and only have one race that saw 10 minutes of rain, and that was yesterday afternoon. Very odd in terms of statistics. And as you know, all sport have statistics. Streaming into the pits. A 20-second lead. 32 seconds between Jason Chow at the front there, and Shazul Hisham in second for SB2. It's going to be a real dash for the finish line for all these cars. That looks like Jason Chow coming in right now. And that also looks like an incident that has affected 888. I'm sure that just off track. Looks kind of all right. Let's find out what happened. It just looks like it was a missed steering point. Nicely controlled, brought back onto track with minimum amount of pickup and dirt. Should take the lead of SB1 as both his competitors have had to cover the pits. This was great thinking from R-Works to get that car in as early as possible. He should come out on the top of the three, and to be honest, on top of the overall classification as well. Nice, easy, solid drive from both drivers. I wonder if Ken Hirata is going to rethink his solo strategy about driving in races, because William Chong has come in and done such a great job for him. Well, he managed to put his feet up for a few laps. He's had a very busy schedule. The Sepang 1000 kilometer is in that. And of course, picking up 3 wins so far on the MCS circuit as well. Another DNF. Motorsport. Alif Hamdan, Raiwi Singh's R Engineering Honda Civic still in the pits, logged at 26 laps. So went out for another 4 laps. That has still got a few problems in it. In fact, there it is. So it is back out again. Adam should be poised for turn 1 there. So almost 40 laps completed, 16 to go. Eddie Liu, I'm sure, back wheel of that car now. SpeedX Racing is out, and he's going to be pushing all the way. So it's, as it's turned out, really the cars that have come in for an early stop for the second stop are going to come out with the best advantage with about 20 minutes of racing left. Ken Hirata, after this lap, should get a clearer idea taking it nice and easy, as you'd expect. Last thing any of these teams would want is a reliability issue this close to the end of the race. And of course, you certainly don't want to get yourself mixed up in any high-risk shenanigans with back markers. 23 Motors pits. So well. Chairman Rahimi, 15th overall, 5th in class. So in SB2, well, that is going to be tight. This was the showdown. This was billed the last battle, round 3 and round 4. As I said, a bittersweet tinge to the race, as these racers know that this is going to be the last time they get behind these cars until further notice. I think from all the excitement from hearing the MCS Championship was coming, 2 double headers and Sepang 1,000 kilometer, to actually going and executing all of them, it has been a great run out after 18 months of sitting at home. Sitting in the garage, I should say. I'm sure based on the success of staging MCS this year, in terms of COVID protocols, in terms of general national protocols, hopefully more four-wheel racing will be on your screens on the official live stream for the Sepang International Circuit as soon as possible. So Kifli Othman, I'm sure behind the, in fact, no, I correct myself, Nafi should be back in. All the starters from the grid should now be back in the cars. Well, that was very close. Powering through. So current leader after 40 laps, touring production. Very strange to see a touring production car topping the list and a touring production car right at the bottom of the classification order. Civic still not doing too well. Mason Chow on his outlap coming out the pit, so he's completed all of the requirements needed for the race, and for him now it's just pedal to metal. Should still come out in front of his 2 competitors, but we're going to have to wait and see. Laps to go now, and this is a second pit stop. Well, hold on. No, that's right, this is the second pit stop. So Akina is going to get back in the car after the refueling, of course. That looks like Pisau Fan in the back of the car. That is Chia back behind the wheel of 1, 2, 3 motors. I'm sure they've done their, I guess it is their second stop done. So with 13 laps to go, most of the teams have now completed their second stop. Some of the teams even on 3. Brendan Paul, Divyesh Rajan with that title, they in for a 3rd time. Everybody else, we still need to see the leader, Kifli Othman, come in for his 2nd. So that might still be Kifli in that car, because Manafi, I'm sure, will come in for the last sector. There's another, well, Mark Darwin's still going to come in for that Tedco Racing car, number 15, has to come in for their 2nd pit stop. And also Danny Shin, Imran Wafi and Eddie Liu. There's 13 laps to go now. Closing in on the finish. stops abound. Slowly but surely making their way out. There's SpeedX Racing Team again. 12 laps to go now. Car. One of very few cars that needs to come into the pits. Getting a little bit unruly in terms of the track limit issue. With 12 laps to go, said before, I'm going to say it again, we should be thankful that we've had really good, solid driving weather for the entire 3 hours, and also no full course yellows as of yet, hoping it's going to stay that way. Teams now that haven't come in for that second spot. Now there is that our engineering car again in the pits. That's actually going to be its 4th pit stop. Speed on for SpeedX Racing. So the final cars are coming in for their second pit stop. This really is going to be the last 11 laps of this race. Is going to be pedal to the metal for every team, with all of the requirements needed for racing done. Race control has, well, almost, I was just about to say, race control has been very quiet, but apparently that NISA Racing have had more than 2 crews working on their car. So they're going to have another 30 seconds added to their total time. Not worked out well for them round 3 and round 4. Could have been a lot tighter as a team. But they have got some very fast drivers. At least the car was out on track more today than it was yesterday. Remember that number 85 car had a big blowout puncture in race 1 and then a DNF in race 2. And it really did look like it was all over. They did manage to get the car out today and running. Question of whether they could get it running fast enough, and that hasn't been the case. D&T Tune exiting the pits. All pit stops done. The only car left now, Mark Darwin has to come in. They've left it late. Danny Chin also left it late. And it In fact, it says here that it might still be William Ho because Eddie Liu has not come in. And now, there you go. I thought for a second that car completed its second stop, but no. These are the last 3 cars to come in for that 5-minute stop. Settling down, just those last 4 cars, active cars, as in taking part still. And we've just heard that one of the cars in the pits, Brendan Paul, Divyesh Parajan's number 19 Swift, has retired as well. Weren't really in contention this afternoon. At least they managed to get it back in the pits, I guess. I wonder if we're going to see any drama in these last 12 laps. Certainly he's going to see a lot of drivers pushing the envelope as much as they can. Right now, D&T team, Martin back in that car, I'm sure, is 4th in class. Going to take about a lap or 2 for these positions to settle into the final few laps. Last 4 cars that need to complete their 5-minute stop. Peter Adam is about 40 seconds away from completing that stop. And the other 3 about 2 minutes away. So time for the rest of the pack. Just lacking that cutting edge at the end to be finding at the top of the class. So the top 3, top 2 in MTC are now in the pits. That's probably the most significant part of the last 4 cars that have gone, which is Leona Chin and Akina Teo now behind the wheel of that car are out, and they're moving towards the top of classification again. Even though we've been watching it, that number 60 car has just conducted some unsportsmanlike conduct, according to race control, off-track limits. So I didn't really see it hit the curbs too much, but not part of race control. Race control had deemed that to happen. So coming up to the last 10 laps of this 54-lap, 300-kilometer race. Everybody getting into their positions, and right now, from the second pit stop, I can tell you that Jason Chow is leading this race. Ken Urata is in second. There is Jason Chow, just at the top of your screen as the last cars exit the pit lane. As they cross the line, 44 laps completed for William Chong. In fact, that looks like Ken Urata that has now taken the lead. I'm greatly mistaken. Well, as I said, we're going to have to wait a lap or two for those long pit stop entries to settle into the final positions. 10 laps to go. Really, it is all about reliability now. As we just saw from Brendan Paul and Vidyesh Parajan. Retired on 35 laps. And that is a huge loss. Well, 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 Tedco Racing are not going to be getting their 1-2 in MTC, or in SB2, I can tell you. And look at the back of that car. That car has taken not just a shunt, but it's actually lost its back window as well. So that was Fu Yong Chow on his outlap, running in 5th, top of MTC. And that is not top of MTC anymore. No, we were wondering if we were going to have any drama in these last 10 plays. So let's have a look back. We've managed to get some camera of it. Well, Knight looks like an alright entry, but that is not an alright exit. Oh, too much speed. Looks like corner 7 coming down to 9, coming down to 8, sorry. Too much speed. Chow has smashed up the back of that car, and by the looks of it, it's not going anywhere. So we have another DNF. This again plays into the hands of their sister Tedco Racing car. It might not be a 1-2, but it looks like it might be a Leona Chin, Akina Teo win. Oh, how about that? It's amazing the things that come back to life. No windscreen on the back, and as you can see, major damage. Oh, look at that. There's all sorts of things flying off that car onto the track. They're going to have to get that car off the track very soon, or we run the risk of a full course yellow. Almost the entire bottom of that car is dragging along. That is not good news. Well, I'm just hoping that no liquid lubricants, fuel or oil come off the back of that car. Tedco looking for this 1-2. They're not going to get it like this. It's not just the metal that's of course grating along the bottom of that. It's all the gravel that they picked up as well. The wind looks like it's picking up again. Maybe we're going to have rain in the last 10 minutes of the race. Wheel of that well-performing Suzuki Swift from Tedco Racing today. Should be Mitchell Chow. Well, back in the pits, thankfully for me. I have to say it's very good to see that car in the pits and not dragging all this debris around the track. With Very important job to do. The rest of these strategies fallen into place. All Akina has to do is keep this pace up, and they will come out, pretty sure of it, yes, as winners, 30-point winners, which will seal not only the championship, but the race as well. And remember that after round 1 and round 2, it was 30 points. They had 2 wins and a couple of DNFs. So to come back up and score this many points in the second half of the season, that is incredible management from Tedco Racing and the MTC class. Well done to them, if of course they can finish out these 8 laps. It is still logged as a 1-2 Tedco finish in this finishing classification, but it has to be said that other car is in the pits now for its 3rd pit stop. I don't know if it's going to be coming out based on the fact that they're going to have to repair a great deal of it. Now, is any of that in position? Well, that might just be a bit of extra track markers. I don't think that is position. It isn't. And that is the current status of the number 15 Tedco Racing car. As you can see, they're getting it out. It's been taped up. Wow, they really did a quick fit job on that one. Nothing flapping around anymore, definitely nothing scraping the bottom of the car. Flag of the season has been given out to number 85,000. Probably the car that has been in most of the headlines for the last 2 days, what with the puncture and the blowout and the DNF, and now the unsportsmanlike conduct. Definitely wanted to be in and about the headlines. Probably you could say they managed to do that pretty well. Good right now, though. Not physically, looking good in terms of getting it out, finishing the race, which is what's most important. Not quite the taxing 1,000-kilometer race that this 1K is. Definitely far off, more than the usual MCS races. 7 laps to go now. That is our current leader overall and in SP1. Jason Chow, great performance yesterday. We kind of expected him to show some mettle today as well, but really good strategy from our engineering has pushed him first, second or third, hang back. He was hanging back when the Shazul Hisham and Ken Hirata were having their big fight. Used that advantage well enough, and also timed the pit stops very well. On top by 24 seconds right now. So Ken Hirata is a fast driver, but whether he can make 24 seconds up in 7 laps, that's doubtful, especially when he's lapping. Well, they're both lapping roughly the same, so there's no extra advantage that he is getting. Sham in 3rd. So what this is going to mean is can win this, Jason Chow. That's going to put him on to 92 points. Ken Hirata by finishing 2nd. He's going to get 24 points from that. So that's 87. That is 91 points. Shazul Cham is going to get 20 points, he's going to get 87. So Jason Chow is on his way, not just winning this race, but actually upsetting the balance of power in the championship and taking the championship as well. What a performance from Our Engineering in SB1. What a performance from Tedco Racing in MTC. Well, I guess I'm not so shocked. And Aswan Zulkifli and Sharina Ramli's race has come to an end. Only 4 DNFs today. Hanif Hamdan, Brendan Paul, Adi and Noor Adli from Kina Motorsport, and now that 619 car as well. I mean, you can kind of include Leon Koo in that. Those are the cars on a very dry day in the end. This has got to be, even as a compacted season, the driest MCS season in terms of rainstorms that I've witnessed in the last 5 years. Akina Teo topping MTC, 46 laps completed. Currently lapping at 2:41.226. Stint, but it was actually Aquino that got them up into the lead in MPC, and Leona came out and maintained that lead even with the pit stop to deal with. And now a good blast from Aquino at the end. They are nicely ahead, almost by a full lap, of Danny Chin in second. So as we said, Jason Chow on track now with his 30 points to win SB1 for MTC. If it stays like this, then 82 points for Tedco Racing, and it's going to be 64 points for Danny Chin. No Ronnie Rispan, obviously, and no Brendan Paul either. So that is going to be a win for Leona Chin. They can do that. And of course in SB2, Mitchell Chow and Ali Rahimi currently leading that, so they would have 30 points added to 72 would be their final score. Second is Eddie Liu. That is going to be too far back, so he'll be on 57. Michael and Mohammed are third, so they would be getting 10 points, 58. So it does look like it's going to Mitchell Chow and Adi Rahimi in 23 motors. So this is turning into quite the bag of results. That man there, Jason Chow, has fought so hard over the 2 races yesterday and today that he's actually overturned the championship table and is now heading for not just the win, but the championship as well. Brilliant strategy from Our Engineering once again. They may not have any luck with their Civic touring production, but they certainly had some luck here with the FD2R in SB1. Ken Hirata now 25 seconds back. There he is. Remember, all these cars were tied at 67, 67, 62 with double points coming. As Ken's going to get another 24 points. It's not going to be enough. 91 is what he's going to finish on. And Jason Chow, who only got up to 62 yesterday, 30 points, is going to get to 92. A 1 point win at this stage. Azul Sharp will take 20 points away and be on 87. what a fight we've had with these three cars. And such a shame that Abdulkadir and Barrett Sim couldn't join the SB1. Finish complete, I should say, the SB1 category today. Four laps to go now. Hopefully no other big headlines. Bit of a worry when number 15 car went off. That's Ken Urata trying his hardest, but as you can see on the left of your screen, 25 seconds is the final amount of time he has to deal with 4 laps to go, unless there is a serious malfunction for our engineering in that Honda FD2. I have a funny feeling that Ken Urata is not going to be able to catch this car. That's the car that has ruled the roost. Had a very quiet first half of the season. Mason Chauman has really come alive these last 2 days. And he's on his way to the championship. Even with 30 points. Leader for the 300-kilometer race. The race will end based on the lap count. 4 laps from now, it's over. Slight differences for the 300-kilometer endurance. Of course, well-contrived drivers love it. Racing in the end, have to settle for what looks like is going to be 3rd spot, 4th overall. And now well off the pace. Maybe it was a pit strategy thing, came in a bit late in the end. And this second half of the race has definitely benefited people that have come in early. Apart from that, the car's been running pretty well, and still have to give them credit for being such consistent, reliable finishers over the course of the 3 doubleheader rounds that we had since November. Nicely inside of Eddie Liu. Sakina Teo again. Very close now. Well, that car that was very quickly batched up, as you can see, is getting more trouble now as that has flown straight off. That's going to be dragging that car back. It just should be. It looks like it, yes. White helmet. This is going to try and nurse that home now. Thankfully the car is not dropping any more debris on the track. Same thing that happened to this Tedco 15 car a few laps ago. A bit overconfident, all the corners go out so wide that you actually hit the barrier. So you know you've got a huge problem at the back of your car, literally. That's a again, very, very lucky to not have full course yellow. Some of the incidents that we've seen together, there's been some unsportsmanlike conduct flags, but generally the racers have respected each other enough. Shuns Kima Tio. Been in the headlines a great deal, but this is going to be a win for them in class. Even their 30 points here will make a difference. Who is still running fifth. Run through, get 20 points. 72 to 68 win. Well, that was some interesting curb riding from our leader with 2 laps to go. Got to take it easy here. And without the plus leader count, that means our last lap is going to be after this corner. Laps completed, about to start 53, a 54-lap race. There you go, you can see on the left of your screen, last lap. Jason really does highlight the team ethic. Our engineering came up with a good strategy, pile one with enough pace. I wouldn't say Jason Charles the fastest driver on the track, enough pace and a reliable car strategy. You've got yourself something that might be winning. We've seen a lot of cars that have turned up, didn't quite have the pace they needed, so they do have good finishes, mid-table or whatever, but if you're going to be up there winning, then you need to be able to put all 3 in, which is a good strategy, a good car, a decent pace from 1 or 2 of the drivers that are taking part. Now up to turn 10, 5 more corners left for Jason Chow. Kenurata in the end didn't manage to cut into that 24-second deficit. Now 25, as you can see. Shazali, Sharizal in third. So this is going to be the moment that they've been waiting for, snatching the SB1 crown in round 3 and round 4. As we predicted, everything could change, and Jason Chow has made sure that that has actually happened that way. Last corner, there is the checkered flag. Congratulations to R Engineering for winning SB1. Kenurata will be coming in second in about 25 seconds. So there is Kenurata. He's going to be happy with another podium anyway, because that is literally, I mean, he's been on the podium so much this season. Would have liked the win, but didn't quite work out that way for him. So Marfusin comes in for Nisa Racing. Good to see that car finishing. A little wave to the pit wall. Had a few problems. Next should be great to see that car back out again. Of course, that car is now just completing its 43rd lap, so no real finishing for that car, but it is the second car in touring production, so it will be logged that way, even though 11 laps off the pace, and Orange knows that, realize that. So next up we're waiting for really is Akina Teo, there, come in and win MTC ahead of Danny Chin, second spot. This is also going to be the winner of SB2, and by doing so, the winner of the championship as well. 23 motors, that big fight between Mitchell Chia, Adi Rahimi, Hayden Heikel and Adam Khalid has been won by Mitchell and Adi. Congratulations to them. Finally, Leona Chin Akina Teo crosses the line. That will be that for MTC. So as we look at the SB2 cars coming through, it's pretty much everyone's finished up now. Great performance from SpeedX Racing. That was a last-minute take off that 85 car. Well done. Did it work out for them? All the cars come into the pits. Flag now shown to 21 of the 23 competitors. The other two were DNFs anyway. So that is the entire field done. And as you can see, the cars getting ready to park fermé for their scrutineering technical overviews. Here are the official results. Look at that from Jason Chow, what a win. Kenurata in second, some 24 seconds back, which is Shazul Isham, and Sharizal Jamaluddin in third. In SB2, well, it was a huge fight, but in the end, Mitchell Chia and Adi Rahimi come through on top. Eddie Liu and William Ho in second, Hayden Heikel and Adam Khalid in third, Ranwafi Naji in fourth, Putranam in fifth, not getting a podium this time, Mohanjit Singh and Marcelino Buang in 6th and 7th. Yusuf Fan, Leon Koo, and Noor Adli and Noor Adi in 9th and 10th. Aswan Zulkifli and Sharini Ramli, the big DNF in that class. And here is the big result from MTC. Leona Chin and Akina Teo winning for Tedco Racing. Danny Chin spoiling the Tedco party, getting in 2nd, but Fu Young Cha and Mark Darwin in 3rd with that other Tedco car. Chai Kok Ho, Noor Husna, Ronnie Risman and Brendan Paul finish up the standings. Nafi Hussain, Kifli Othman and Alif Hamdan Laiwi Singh. Great win for Nisa Racing, and unfortunate DNF for R Engineering in the touring production class. So, as the cars get into Parc Fermé, let's look back on the 54 laps of the 300-kilometer grand finale of the Malaysia Championship Series. It was a grey day, but when the lights went green, then all the colour came onto the track straight away. Great start from the 2 Civics at the front. Great start from the 3 SB1s just behind them. MTCs behind them. It was a nicely balanced start. And then, of course, all the battles started immediately with this 3. 34, 55 and 11. Shazul Hisham, Ken Urata and Jason Chow, they started battling right from the start. This was the early leader in SB2, Eddie Liu, being followed by Hayden Heichel. That was a close fight. Some early shunts down in turn 1 for Mitchell Chia, and lots of problems for that all-conquering Honda Civic from R Engineering. The battles just got more and more intense, especially in SB2. This went on for a while and through the pit stops as well. And in the end, of course, it would be 23 Motors that comes through. In car, in pit, and on track. All these drivers and teams were focused. The SB2 battle raged on and on. At some points, there was absolutely nothing. That was when the Nisa Racing car was pushed offline twice. A lot of luck coming back on there. Refueling in each of these pit stops, 5-minute compulsory pit stops. These were the last 4 cars to come in, and that would turn to be the difference in the end, because Ken Urata would come out back on track but not have enough time to break down a greatly engineered 24-second lead by R Engineering. A bit of trouble in the end for Tedco Racing. They managed to get that car in and fixed up, and Jason Chow, well, he didn't make any mistakes after that, taking the checkered flag and the SB1 class as well. We'll be back in just a bit. Welcome back to the end of the Malaysia Championship season, with the conclusion of the 300-kilometer round 4 race. The cars, as you can see, in Parc Fermé, ready for the prize presentation. This will be for race and championship, and we've seen some amazing results over the 2 halves of the season. November 11th and 12th was round 1 and round 2 double-header races. 4 races held then, and came up with a couple of wins for Danny Chin, a couple of wins for Leona Chin, and also a couple of wins for Empire M Racing as well. And that looked like it was going to set up the story for the second half of the tournament, but yesterday and today, double-header yesterday for round 3, and of course the endurance race today meant that, well, there was a couple of changes in how things should be. Leona Chin with a 4th win with Akina Teo after picking up a 3rd win yesterday. 4 wins out of 7 races, not bad and good enough to steal the MTC Championship from the likes of Ronnie Risman, who unfortunately had a nightmarish round 3 and round 4. And in SB2, even though a late burst from SpeedX Racing, Eddie Liu and William Ho, it's not going to be enough. All Mitchell Chia and Ali Rahimi needed to do was just get 1 win, and especially this double-point win, and they have won the SB2 championship and also won the race as well. And it wasn't a clean sweep in touring production for R Engineering. They had 75 points and 6 straight wins coming into this round 4, but they couldn't do it. They did manage to get the car around, but only 43 laps completed, which means Hanafi Hussain and Kifli Othman, for the hard work of entering a TP car in round 3 and round 4, have come out and taken that last 7th win the endurance race. And I hope all these cars have fulfilled their regulations. That podium is coming up in just a bit. While here, of course, again, big thanks to our partners, Yokohama, BH Petrol, support by KBS, the officials, organizers, marshals, broadcasting professionals, of course, here at the Sepang International Circuit for giving you the access to this championship. And thanks to all the people that got in touch on the official live stream comments, and for anybody that did come up fully vaccinated following all the COVID SOPs up here at the Sepang International Circuit. It really has been a gift to get racing back at the circuit this year, and we're all hoping, from drivers to teams, commentators to more, to get more racing next year as well, and hope that the pandemic gets better as opposed to getting worse. Lots of variants around now, of course, but we still have a good national plan in place. Do always follow those SOPs and take care of yourselves. It's been great to have racing back on the track, but it's more important to have people being able to watch that race as well. Podium presentation coming up in just a bit, so stick with us. And while we have the time, don't forget that the SIC is still open after this championship as well. If you want to fulfill your track dreams, bring your car up to the track and see if you can get yourself a fastest lap. Book online now at www.sepangcircuit.com. Not the only initiative there either. There is also the international go-kart track with go-karts for you. If you've never tried go-karting, it is so much fun, and that's the track you want to try on. Email to inquiries at sepangcircuit.com. While you're at it, just get onto the official website, www.sepangcircuit.com, to find out about all the other things happening, not just events for you and for the public, but also the championships that are already up and running, that have already started, and you're going to be looking for further updates from them. Capri, Toyota Gazoo, MSBK, FIM Mini GP, all of these, some of these other championships that have taken place in the last couple of months. And here we go with the podiums. SB2 is the first. This is for the race. In third spot, Ranwafi and Najiayat. And in second spot, Eddie Liu and William Ho. Solid from them over 2 days.
23 motors, Mitchell Chia and Adi Rahimi.
Still waiting for the winner. There they are, Mitchell Chia and Adi Rahimi. What a last-ditch effort from them, but worked out well for them. SB2 winners for the race.
It is my honor to invite Encik Muhammad Muazzam Shah Abdul Muttalib from the Kementerian Belia dan Sukan, together with Cik Caroline Lee, Chief Financial Officer, Sepang International Circuit, to join the winners for a group photo.
And our VIPs on hand from KBS.
Thank you very much, Cik Muazzam, together with Cik Caroline Lee, and congratulations to all the winners. You may step down the podium. Thank you.
Chief Financial Officer from SIC.
And now, moving on to the S Production 1 category. Third place winner will win a trophy for each
Next
driver.
up will be the race trophy for SB1.
The race in 2 hours, 32 minutes, 20.427 seconds. Car number 34, Shazul Hisham and Muhammad Shahrizal Jamaluddin.
Good, consistent performance from Hisham and Jamaluddin for Empire M Racing.
Second place winner will win a trophy for each driver. Second place with a total
double points,
race
of course,
time
so
of 2 hours,
20 points,
30
it wouldn't be
minutes,
enough.
49.998 seconds. Car number 55, our works, Ken Urata and William Chong.
Ken Urata and William Chong. It's a shame Ken couldn't make up that gap and that deficit. 24 seconds at the end of the race.
Will win a trophy for
Not
each
enough
driver.
laps to do it.
The winner, who finishes 54 laps in a time of 2
He
hours,
was lapping a full second ahead. If he had 24 laps left, there's a good chance he probably could have done it.
Number 11,
But that's not the way it works.
Chiao Tek Song.
And the winner, the really amazing couple of days, Jason Chow.
And it is my honor once again to invite Encik Muhammad Muazzam Shah Abdul Muttalib from the Kementerian Belia dan Sukan, together with Encik Jazman Jaafar, Director, Sepang International Circuit, to join the winners for a group photo.
And more VIPs. Director, of course, a driver as well. Jazman Jaafar, the Sepang International Circuit.
Thank you, Encik Muazzam and
Seen
Encik
him
Jazman, and
driving a lot of
congratulations
different
once again to
championships
all
around
the
Asia.
winners. You may leave the podium. Thank you.
Next up will be the MTC podium.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, is the podium ceremony for the M production category. Third place winner will win a trophy for each driver. In third place, finishing the race in 2 hours, 31 minutes, 3.384 seconds, car number 150, Hugo Chai and Mark Chu.
Chai Kok Ho and Mark Chu.
Second place winner
Spot.
will win a trophy for each driver. Second place with a total race
Danny
time
Chin,
of
Admi Sharrell will
2
be coming
hours,
up for
32
second spot.
minutes, 10.098 seconds. Car number 99, Chin Hualib and Admi Sharrell.
There they are.
And the winner of overall category will win a trophy for each driver. The winner, who finishes 54 laps in 2 hours, 32 minutes, 20.017
And
seconds.
Leona Chin and
Car
Akina
number
Teo,
7, Tedco
after a
Racing,
really well-managed
Leona
race,
Chin
will
and
be
Akina
taking
Teo
top spot.
Chayong. And once again, it is my honor to invite Encik Muhammad Muazzam Shah Abdul Muttalib from the Kementerian Belia dan Sukan, together with Puan Masila Yaakob,
Well done to Tedco
Director,
Racing.
Sepang International Circuit, to
Could have
have
had
a group photo
a 1-2
with
there.
all the winners.
Unfortunately, that number 15 car didn't quite make it up. More VIPs from the board of directors, SIC.
Thank you to Encik Muazzam and Puan Masila, and once again, congratulations to all
So
the
those are
winners.
the race,
You may
well,
leave
we've
the
still got the
podium. Thank
touring
you.
production race trophy to witness. That will be coming up right
And
now.
now, ladies and gentlemen, the podium ceremony for the
And a
T
change
production category.
after six
Second place
wins
winner will win a
straight
trophy
for
each
Alif Hamdan
driver.
going up to the top
Second
spot.
place with a
One of
total
them,
race time
he even questioned
of
himself
2
because he didn't
hours,
understand how he got up there.
41 minutes,
This time,
31.521
Nisa
seconds.
Racing, Nafi
Car
Hussain and
number
Kifli Othman
72,
have done the
our
right
engineering HMRT, Alif
job in terms of
Hamdan.
strategy and communication, and they managed to get that top spot. There he is, taking second place. So used to going up to the top, he's just checking the
And
bottom
the winner
to make
of
sure
the
exactly
overall
where he's supposed to
category
be.
will win a trophy for each driver. The winner who finishes 54 laps in 2 hours.
Just so
31
used to getting
minutes,
up the top spot, he has to check himself.
5.371 seconds. Car number 1, Nisa Racing, Nafi Hussein, and
Now, of course,
Kifli
even though
Osman.
Nisa Racing have come in and won this, it means the championship is going to be going to our engineering based on that 75 points, 90 points they had coming into today.
And now it is my honor to invite once
the
again Encik
31
Muhammad
here.
Muazzam Shah Abdul Muttalib from the Kementerian Belia dan
Not gonna be
Sukan,
enough,
and
but
together with
that's
Yang Muhammad
not going to
Tuan
matter to
Adif
Nisa
Shah
Racing, who are
Abdullah,
just happy
Ahli
to be
Dewan
on the
Undangan
top spot.
Negeri Dengkil, together with the winners
About to just
for
share
a
the
group
podium.
photo.
It's very sportsmanlike. All of our VIPs, very gracious to have them here.
Thank you very much to Encik Muazzam and YB Tuan Adif for the photo, and once again congratulations to all the winners. Ladies and gentlemen, do not go anywhere yet because we still have...
There is Mio. That's SP2, third place for DNT Tune. What a trophy, look at that.
Second place with a total point of 76. Car number 25, our engineering Putra Adham.
Second place, Putra Adam. So many reliable, consistent finishes. Worthy second place, SP2.
And the winner who ended the season with a total of 86 points. Car number 98 from Tedco Racing, Liu Kawai and William Ho.
And there is the champion overall, Eddie Liu and William
Now
Ho.
it is my honor to invite Mr. Jason Chow, Assistant Sales Manager, YHI Marketing Malaysia, together with Encik Azhan Shah Freeman Hanif, Chief Executive Officer of Sepang International Circuit, to join the winners for a group photo.
Assistant Sales Manager from YHI Marketing Malaysia, one of our VIPs today. And also, man himself, CEO of Sepang International Circuit, Sheikh Azhan Shafriman Hanif.
All right, thank you, Mr. Jason, together with Encik Shah Freeman. And once again, congratulations to all the winners. You may leave the podium. Thank you.
So that is SP2. I'm sure we'll be seeing SP1 up next.
And now, for the overall
This was
winners
that
for the S
used to be a four-way tie, but now it's a three-way
Please
tie.
welcome all the
We're
winners
close
to the
racing
podium.
all the way to the end.
In third place, finishing the season with a total points of 45. Car number 34, Shazul Hisham Harun and Muhammad Shah Rizal Jamaluddin.
So Hisham and Jamaluddin take third spot. Happy with their podium.
Second place with a total of 49 points. Car number 55, R-Works Ken Urata.
Ken Urata and William Chong with second place in SP1.
And the winner who ended the season with a total of 54 points. Car number 11, our engineering, Chiao Tek Song.
And how about that huge performance in round 3 and round 4. And Jason Chow, hanging back in all those battles, managed to snatch the overall production title in SP1
Assistant Sales Manager,
by the slightest margin.
Together with
1 point, in fact.
Board of Director, Sepang International Circuit, to join the winners for a group photo. Thank you very much to Mr. Jason Chow and Puan Masila, and once again, congratulations to all the winners. You may leave the podium. Thank you.
got the MTC trophy presentation up next.
And now,
With big
is
checks.
the podium ceremony for the M production category. Third place winner will win a trophy for each driver and 6,000 ringgit prize money. In third place, finishing the season with a total of 42 points. Car number 99, Chin Hua Lim and Anmi Sharul.
And I think, yeah, here we go. They're coming out. Danny Chin in third place. Admi Sharul with him.
Second place winner will win a trophy for each driver and 8,000 ringgit prize money. Second place with a total of 43 points. Car number 15
and
from
Mark
Tedco
Darwin
Racing,
get
Fu
the
Yujie and
first
Mark
Tedco
Darwin.
Racing entrance. Second spot.
And the winner of MCS overall champion for M production category will win a trophy for each driver and 10,000 ringgit prize money. The winner, who ended the season with a total of 49 points.
And by the looks of it,
Car
those
number
trophies
7
a little bit
from
heavier
Tedco
than they were
Racing,
expecting.
Leona Chin
Good
and
couple of
Akina
hands on each,
Teo.
except Mark Darwin. And how about that? Leona Chin, fresh from being the first female winner of an MCS round, recently crowned Sepang 1,000 kilometer champion. Now, not just winner today, but also overall champion, Malaysia touring car class with Akina Teo. Fantastic performance for them and their sponsors and Tedco Racing.
Board of Director Sepang International Circuit to join the winners for a group photo. All right, thank you so much to Mr. Jason and Encik Jasman, and once again, congratulations to all the winners.
Management. And touring production.
And the final podium ceremony of the day, the T production category. Second place winner will win a trophy for each driver and 9,000 ringgit prize money. Second place with a total of 42 points, car number 1 from Niza Racing, Anafi Hussein and Kifi Othman.
Just 2 entrants in TP, and really that only happened for the second half of the season. 1 entrant most of the way, but well done to Nafi Hussein and
for T production category.
Kifi Othman.
Will win a trophy for each
Malaysia Racing.
driver and
A bit of a fight in this last race especially.
The winner, who ended
We're
the
never going to
season
catch that
with a
points
total
tally that
of
was
54
racked up by
points.
our engineering.
Car number 72, our engineering, Alif Hamdan and Lai Wee Sing.
And there is Lai Wee Sing and Alif Hamdan. For all the troubles they had today, the final race with their car, they did enough over the previous 6 to get the overall TP prize.
Marketing Malaysia, together with Yang Berhormat Senator Dato' Sri Tilian Ke, Deputy Minister, Ministry of Youth and Sports, to join the winners for a group photo.
So our VIPs on hand.
All right, thank you very much to Mr. Jason and YB Senator Dato' Sri Tilian Ke. And once again, congratulations to all the winners.
Fist bumps now.
The podium. Thank you.
Standard part of culture because of the pandemic. And now that we've seen our winners, we'll be hearing from them as they'll be talking with Mio.
That song,
Hi.
overall champion, SP1.
Yep.
After 4 rounds from last month to today and yesterday, describe us. How do you feel right now?
Yeah, actually, I never think I can get the overall first. Yeah, today is very big bonus day for me. Yeah.
And what does this win means for you personally?
I don't know. So,
Obviously, it means a lot, right? Because, I mean, like you said, you never imagined for you to win the overall championship, and now you have, and definitely you want more in the future, correct?
yeah, try my best. I can
All right, but whatever it is, congratulations to you, champion overall for SP1. Congratulations to you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, thanks.
Thanks.
Chill lah bro, you menang. Okay, thanks man. Thank you. Ayah. All right, it says over here 2021 overall champion and production, Leona Chin. Happy, glad, sad?
Mixed feelings. Today is a very happy day. We got to win in our class and also the overall. It was a very tough fight. We got very, very lucky at the end of the race. And great teamwork. Thank you to Team Techco and all my sponsors. And also my partner driver, Akina, for pushing the car to its limits. We had some issues in the car as well, some overheating. So we nursed the car until the final lap. And this trophy goes to Ross.
Okay, and one more question I do want to ask you. The fact that 2021 has been a very, different year with COVID-19 and whatnot, but luckily we are able to actually finish one series. Do you look forward to 2022, obviously, yes?
Yes, of course, looking forward to 2022. Maybe join a more faster car, maybe bring a better car. And maybe get to travel again once more.
Okay, congratulations to you and your team, Leona. Thank you.
Thank you.
Alif Hamdan, the overall champion for TP. Again, it's been a bit of a common theme here. You're coming up here all alone, especially within last month when you literally had no other competitors. But this time around, you did have a competitor, another car on the track. But still, you're able to actually deliver. So, what does that mean for you?
For us, we're really happy with HMRT and our engineering's progress with the new car. Again, we're just preparing for when things get normal again and when the other competitors come back in. So far, the lap times is about there for when it was, 2019, based on those lap times. So just really happy with our program and can't win them all today. So almost perfect, almost.
So definitely 2022, more Alif Hamdan, more aggression from you going out and competing for every championship out there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, definitely, because now we've done all the R&D, so the next is probably just drive it harder. So that will be our next goal, yeah.
All right, once again, congratulations, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right. Thanks, man.
Thanks a lot. How are you doing, mate?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. It's quite hot out here, as you can see.
It is very, very hot. So it's good to be out here. I'm always inside the podium and stuff. So it's inside the commentary. But what a season we've had.
Oh, it has been a definite season to remember. Granted, it's such a shortcut. I mean, like the amount of time that the drivers and the team owners had to prepare within such a short period of time is just remarkable for what they have actually performed and they're able to put out on the tracks, man.
No, absolutely. And I think that, it's been great commentating and getting back into the commentary box and hearing all of this stuff happen. And look, even now, just seeing cars come by, it's really great.
Yeah. It's definitely a feeling that each of us motorcar fans out there they have been wanting this for the longest time ever since the pandemic hit our shores and the world actually. And it's just great to be back on the tracks. It's just great for you to be commentating on it and for us to actually just be able to watch and witness it back again.
No, that's true, and hopefully we get to do it next season. Of course, on that note, talking about commentating, we do have to pay our respects to quite a tragic incident that happened this week. My very close friend, a broadcasting legend in Malaysia, great radio man, great commentator, Ross Yusof, tragically passed away yesterday. And of course, our thoughts go out to his family and, well, just everybody, thousands of fans that have been outpouring on Facebook. Really was a shock, and I'm sure he would have loved to have been here to see the conclusion of MCS. He, of course, joined me for many years on radio and commentating, but for SIC, part of the family, MSBK, came up for just 2 weeks ago with his Sepang 1000 kilometers. So we wish the best to his family, and it's such a tragic shame. Such a tragic loss.
I remember my first time working with him is actually during the S1K back in 2019. He's such an easy man to approach. He's so cooperative with his knowledge that he had together with him. He was never that guy who really kept anything to himself. He always wants to share out his knowledge with everyone around him just to make the whole team better.
And was very good at what he did. So it's a shame that, it's great that, of course, he could join us for part of this season. It's a shame that he's not going to be joining us for the rest of it. But for now, that's it from us. I want to thank everyone who's been watching on the... it's so odd to be out here doing it, but I want to thank you all for joining us this season. Do join us again for everything else that's happening at the Sepang International Circuit. Just a quick shout out to, of course, Mio, everybody on the broadcasting team that has been absolutely fantastic, the logistics, the marshals, the officials at Sepang International Circuit, our official partners, BH Petrol, Yokohama, and KBS as well. You guys take care of yourselves. Follow your COVID protocols, and we'll see you racing again next year.
All right. Cheers, guys. Take care. Thank you.